The world is changing.
51 years ago, the War of the Wilds came to a stalemate. The people of the Graynor Peninsula set all plant life ablaze to stop the Stranglehold and built a mighty wall to keep the wilds at bay. All the while, they sat atop their monument, never truly knowing why this all began. A likeness of peace blanketed the blasted lands.
1 year ago, it all changed. An ancient god, once bound by old magic, found himself free and took his vengeance as his shackles were shattered. The mountainous city of Bulwark paid a grave price, but in the wake of this destruction comes the first glimpses of the possibility for true and honest peace.
Our heroes venture from their familiar homeland into the fullness of what their world was before the war, a world they've touched but never truly seen. They find themselves caught between a land that has tried to end their lives hundreds of times over, and a country they helped decimate.
Under the canopy, they seek glory, truth, and salvation. The world is changing, and their hands will guide it. Hello, and welcome back to Another Path. My name is Chase, and I continue to be your GM. Today, our heroes venture out to put some context to what they now know, what they've known for ages, and what they hope to soon learn. Thank you to our backers, Roger, Christina, and Zan, for their support. With that, sit back, relax, and enjoy your trip down Another Path.
Oh, sweet mystery of life, at last I found thee.
Wow, Zach.
Wow, that was a pull.
I was why are you getting mad at me?
I'm not saying I'm not. It's not a
said
mad
you're
thing.
the sweet mystery of life.
No, it's not a mad thing. It's just you took me back to my high school years.
And Thoroughly Modern Millie, I'm assuming?
Yeah, that
me too.
dreadful
Oh,
show.
God, what a terrible show.
Hey, retrospect being 2020 and all, what a terrible show.
Hey, you guys ever seen Thoroughly Modern Millie?
Don't.
What an awful show. Yeah, hey, folks at home, don't see Thoroughly Modern Millie. It's really bad.
We could talk about Thoroughly Modern Millie, and that could be our cold open, because I almost picked it for Gateway for this year. Probably could have done it a year, maybe even 2 years ago, and really made a point of highlighting the stereotypes and
the real big Asian stereotypes
and all of that,
Yeah.
and talk about it and flesh things out and use it as a teaching moment for these middle schoolers and let them learn and know and all of that stuff. Because at the end of the day, man, I really don't want to be the guy defending Thoroughly Modern Millie, but like,
It's a weird hill to die on.
The Asian character does save the day.
I mean,
not well, but
it's just like they're both caricatures.
yeah.
Yeah,
Unless we forget one of they are employed by a woman who fakes being a Chinese woman.
That's a bad bake.
it's just as bad as the one number that everyone cuts from The Drowsy Chaperone.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
For good reason.
For good
For
reason.
very fucking good reason.
Yeah.
Hey, want to hear? I guess some serious topical bullshit, because I was in that show in February. And they cut that number justly, because it's awful. And there was a couple people in the cast who were like, "Why did we cut this number?" Look, it's not racist, because like it's white people making fun of like Asian stereotypes, and it's like, no. And then someone in the cast went, "It's not racist. I have a couple of clients who are Asian, and they saw the show, and they didn't think it was racist." I'm like, that's not how this works.
It is so hard to unpack the thing that you just said.
Yeah.
I have neither
we can
the time.
just move on. I just thought that was a story to tell.
There's so many musicals that I want to do and I want people to experience, and then there's like a subplot that just makes me go, I can't pick this show. Or there's like 2 or 3 songs. I'm like, I can't do these songs.
You don't want to know a show that also has one of those numbers that you wouldn't think does? Schoolhouse Rock.
I'm not surprised. Schoolhouse Rock is old. at this
It
point.
is.
Schoolhouse Rock has a song called Plenty of Room. It's a upbeat shipper tune about how these plucky pioneers just needed a little bit more room to spread out.
Manifest Destiny.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Exact-
isn't Manifest Destiny fun?
Completely leaves out the Trail of Tears, completely leaves out Native American anything. Just some good old-fashioned American exceptionalism.
Thanks, fucking Andrew Jackson. Hey, Andrew Jackson's a piece of shit, everyone.
Yeah. But he's dead now.
I mean,
so.
he is.
I say now as if he was alive.
He's
It's been
dead,
a while.
man.
It has been a long period of time.
Oh,
The statute of limitations on making fun of Andrew Jackson's death have passed, fortunately.
This is a weird open.
Where are you two riding towards?
The Happy Duck? What is it?
The Fanciful Duck.
The Fanciful Duck. I always forget.
taking it.
I'm
The
gonna
duck is
write
fancy.
that down.
If you
Right.
don't know if the duck's happy, you need to ask.
Do I have 4 legs or 6?
4.
Okay. For some reason, I imagined Kyron Striders having 6
Four legs and two
They are
wings.
spindly, they are not spider-like. Or they are spider-like, they are not spider-king.
Okay.
There you go.
But you make your way through the streets and you go with rapid abandon. It is a very fast ride, as Striders are nimbly little critters. Little. They are the size of a horse. You make excellent time and you hop off Mordecai and roll on in. Mordecai, do you stay outside as a Strider or do you drop
I'll hang
shape?
out.
Okay.
No, I'll just stick my head in.
Okay. As a Strider?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's funny.
Okay. Good. Oh, boys.
It's good morning. Hello. So I was curious if that request has been.
It is done. Zephyr, allow me to introduce to you the last suit you'll ever wear.
Bryce, my love for you burns with the white-hot intensity of 1,000 suns.
You are appropriately kind.
Oh, I love Bryce. I love him so much.
Down the aisle, there are multiple single outfit closets, and he swings one open. It looks like the clothes that you gave him, but they have been dyed jet black. There's kind of like an oily opalescence to them. They kind of seem to shimmer in the light. And this is called the last suit you'll ever wear.
Oh, that's really good. So, is it essentially glamored studded
Yeah.
leather? Okay, cool. I am going to change the name though. That's one thing I love about D&D Beyond is that you can customize the name of any object or spell.
Absolutely.
This episode of Another Path not brought to you by D&D Beyond, but it could be D&D Beyond. It could be.
Hey, get in the
Hey,
comments.
D&D Beyond. I can be bought.
I can be bought modestly.
Amazing. So yeah, I go into the changing room. Yeah, I don this. I make it look like the robes I've been wearing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
I strut out. Very good, right? Yes. And I do a twirl and it becomes like one of those like classic like 1920s like swimsuits with like the white and red stripes. Check it out. I spin again and it's a very fabulous crushed velvet tuxedo. Distinguished, no? And then I spin again and it turns
We
back
have
to my
given
normal
Zach
robes.
way too much power. I love it.
Mordecai's internal monologue here is just, this shop has become very horny. There's a lot of sexual energy between these two fashion-conscious men.
I just can't. There's something about him. Bryce, I love you.
And you.
I will patronize you for as long as I live.
I look forward to many years of your patronage.
Okay, we should go now. I think there's a lot of will they, won't they between Zephyr and Bryce, and I'm totally here
You
for
did
it.
smooch him a couple eps ago.
You did?
I did kiss him square on the lips.
All right, where were you two heading from here?
I was gonna go do deep things.
We're gonna go do
and
deep
then I believe
things.
he was gonna go to his lunch.
Yeah.
Did you wanna ride back to the temple, or were you going to do this?
I don't know really. I mean, last time I sort of found a puddle and it kind of went from there. So I'll walk the streets and see what I can find.
One of the spindly arms comes up in like a salute, and I skitter away.
Pop. Have a good one.
And you skitter back to the temple.
Well, I'll have a pit stop to make along the way. I have half an errand to run while I'm out. Then
What did you want to do then?
I wanted to begin doing some cursory investigation into any established points of contact or worship for the Wanderer,
Okay.
because I know that asshole's name.
Yes.
I'd be willing to like drop into Mordecai form if I find something promising. This is just a first dipping the toe into the pool
Sure.
of trying to track down someone who would recognize the name Saunter O Wind.
Go ahead and roll me an investigation check.
Can I say this is while I'm Mordecai form? Actually, it wouldn't make a difference because I have the intelligence of Mordecai as a Kyre Strider.
Yes, you do.
That is a flat 19.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
It's the second highest thing I
Your
could
mom's
roll.
a flat 19.
I mean, that's good because if you're going off of like the scale of 1 to 10, like
this
above and beyond.
My mom's high. Wait.
Sorry, Griffin's mom?
You hear Zephyr's voice in your head. Yes, she is.
No. Zach, why do your characters always want to fuck my characters' moms?
I don't know, but it's a fun trend.
Walking this way gives you a lot of time to think.
Mm-hmm.
And what you remember, the first time that you found the Wanderer, you went down some winding streets. Specifically, you went down some really weird and kind of Byzantine alleys. You weren't sure, like, you don't know if you'd ever seen those there before. And you'd been in Despera for a little while at that point.
Yeah.
And so you're thinking, what your thought process is if you were to take some time and literally start, like, wandering down alleys, that's going to be your best bet. Demon worship isn't, that's not on Maine. You're going to have to go kind of hit the back streets and take some time to see if you can find a church to the Wanderer. But you know that in order to do that, what you're going to have to do is you're probably going to have to get into the slums. You're going to have to go to probably either an old part of town or a poor part of town. Either way, it's going to be a place where planning wasn't a big thing.
Right. Because I am specifically looking for, not necessarily to find the Wanderer again. Like,
Sure, but to find his people.
Yes.
Your best bet is going to be to take a look at a map of the city and see what place looks the worst planned and then go from there.
That then is a project for another day.
All right. And you skitter back to the temple with plenty of time to kind of put yourself back together.
Cool.
Jackson,
Yeah.
what do you got going on?
I mean, I'm not in a great mental space, but as the morning goes on, Jackson will start eating a little bit, and then he starts to do that ritualistic soldier thing of pulling out every item he owns, putting it onto the bed, polishing it, cleaning it, inventorying it, just to find something to take his mind off of things.
Sure.
And then he realizes that he has old armor and weaponry.
Absolutely.
At some point, I'm sure Amaraya checks. Come on in. I think, hey, you need some armor?
Couldn't hurt.
I mean, I've got some armor here that I'm not wearing. You can't double armor. I had a buddy on the wall who tried. Stevie James, he tried to double up the armor, and then he was so loud, and then he fell into a puddle face down, and he almost drowned.
Sounds like a bad day.
You can't double wrap it.
Can't double wrap it.
So I actually have like a breastplate. I also have chainmail listed here because we never actually sold it.
Sure.
He has a weapon, so he doesn't really need that, but like I'll offer him the armor if he would like something different.
How about this? If you give him all of that, the next time his NPC card pops up, he will have a boost to it.
That works for me. Look, I don't want to tell the Forge God about armor.
He holds his hand up. I have plans. And then takes all of it, piles it in the breastplate. Is there anything else I can do for you, Jackson?
Nope. I am here.
Last time I checked.
And I'm going to stay here for a little bit and get my head right. Or as right as it gets.
All right.
Been a long fucking couple of days. But we just had the conversation about you gotta leave, right? And that's the whole point. But that really felt like the end of this. I thought we were going to get you home. And then, sure, we'd have things to do, but it wouldn't be world-changing.
Jackson, if I'm remembering right, I told you it's never over. It just changes. I thought I was dead under a mountain 500 years ago. And look at me now.
Yeah.
Things change. Things don't end. But I am here for you, no matter what.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Your friends are here for you.
At some point, isn't it somebody else's turn to save the world?
At some point. You got 1 or 2 left in you, though.
I got pointy ears now. I probably got 4 or 5.
That's true, honestly, if you stay on your game. But the worst will shift somewhere else, sooner or later. And let's just hope this is the worst.
Yeah. Hey, Amaray, I have a question, and I'm not sure if it's deeply philosophical or just sad.
Go on.
You've lived a long time.
Yes.
What's it like to outlive your friends?
His face goes cold.
'Cause I'm gonna do that.
It's bad. It's really bad. I don't remember everything yet. I remember faces, some of them. I remember the wars, some of them.
I believe it.
You've already done that. I know. You've already outlived some.
Yeah.
And you're going to outlive more. And I will outlive you. And this is something we all have to brace for. But I will be here with you. I will be with you till the last.
Alright, here's what you're gonna have to do for me, though. Before you ascend, I'm gonna need you to come up with whatever the Amaraya tattoo is. Because I've got an empty arm.
You never did get the proper one. Right. Okay. I'll have something for you. Don't worry. I'll have it for you.
I don't think I can forget anymore, but I don't want to.
Forgetting. If when you forget, you don't learn. And when we stop learning, we die. I forgot a lot of things. I forgot how to be a god. I forgot how to forge. I forgot how to do the things that are so central to me. I was dead for a long time. And I'm coming back. Don't die. Not like I did.
You got it. I'm gonna actually sleep now because I need my type 2, but that was a long fucking night.
Yeah, it was a bad night. Get your 2.
Yeah, okay.
Zephyr. So you've got your book out and you're kind of trying to navigate towards wherever the nearest deep portal is. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Roll me... actually, no. This is going to be... roll me a D100.
D100.
Because you are making a concordance roll.
That is a 70.
Okay.
One away from the good number.
Yes, but gone too much lower and you would not have been able to find the deep. You are able to reach out just well enough and the deep invites you in. This time, scrawling in your book, there is a map navigating you into a small park within the city. And you go in, and it tells you to walk face first into a tree for 10 seconds.
Wonderful. Yeah, no, I do the video game, like, against the tree, my feet slide against the ground for 10 seconds.
And anybody looking at you would be utterly baffled. And then you're gone. And they forgot you were there in the first place. And they go about with their day.
I clip through.
As you clip into the tree and fall down, down, down into the eternal white space of the deep.
Onto the grid.
Onto the grid. You touch down. A flat gray-blue sky stretches above you. The traditional white grid beneath your feet. The deep has pulled you into one of the more standard spots of their realm. The deep appears before you as the T-posing child.
Hello.
Query.
Yes. I recently was reached out to by something called the Order of the Deep Forest. Is this have anything to do with you?
Yes. Allies.
Can you give me any what does the description section read?
Description. Order of the Deep Forest. Order of deep worshippers located in the wilds. Everything kind of shakes and shifts, and morphing from the form of the deep is your father. Hello, boy.
Hello, Father. It's good to see you.
Likewise. The Order of the Deep Forest. They've reached out, then?
Yes, apparently I'm chosen for something, and they said that they could help. I don't know what this means, and I don't, I guess, know when the appropriate time to summon them would be.
If you need help in anything, getting out of the city, getting out of a tight spot, rip it, burn it.
Okay.
The deep has chosen you. Even I'm not exactly sure for what. But the deep is aware of things brewing. Something is going on. Something between that massive pulse of energy. Something else. I'm not privy to it.
Oh, well, Graynor is a lich. That is a recent development.
Your father stands up, tilts his head, makes a combination of hand motions, very clearly trying to figure out the way to kind of pose himself to take this information.
I've never seen a patron blue screen before.
Well, that's my dad is always with the, like, around the deep, and so the deep often brings my dad to talk to me. So I don't think it's the deep.
I mean, he's basically a
sub
sub-program at this point.
Kind of, yeah. He's a subroutine, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Subroutine papa.
Well, okay.
Yeah, that was about that response.
I'm going to take this information to the rest of us, and we are going to figure out what the hell that means.
The phylactery might be like a crown, so I don't know if that's any helpful information, but
not for me, but for those at home, because we're all here, and we can all start working on it.
Yeah, I don't know if the deep and the awoken seer.
Carrie, we know our colleagues.
Cool. I don't know if they have sort of like a group chat that if they have like a text thread that they use.
They're on Slack.
Discord.
Yeah, it's discordance, please. I think that they should probably get together and talk, because Carrie, God bless them, is such a shit sometimes.
Yes, I am aware. It is rare for the patrons to communicate directly, especially outside of their particular classifications. Part of the reason why, as the Aegis, you had to carry them separately. But there are warlocks for a reason. We will start working on this. And don't worry, Zephyr. There are those around you that are watching. The Order of the Deep Forest is close to you. They have made contact. They just haven't revealed themselves.
I'm very surprised that they managed to get that letter into my room, honestly. good ups on them, I guess.
They are a notably deceptive order. But
Yeah.
out here, as I'm sure you've noticed, it's required, if not encouraged.
Yep.
They're there to help whenever you need it. Anything else that needs to be done? Any other questions you have at the moment?
Greynor's Elite, covered that. Order of the Deep Forest, covered that. I think I'm good for now. Thanks, Dad.
Of course. The world of the deep starts to defrag around you, and you are left standing in this park. Mordecai. You make your way back to the temple in plenty of time. You take the secret entrance with the spiral staircase leading up and the arrows leading outside and down. You head back to the room?
I head back to the room first, just to not, like, spruce up too much. Mordecai kind of keeps the same appearance wherever he goes, and he's trying to keep this more informal.
Sure.
I keep an eye on the clock, and, like, right before it would turn over to noon, I'm going to cast Enhance Ability on myself.
Smart.
For Owl's Wisdom.
Okay.
For advantage on wisdom checks.
Okay.
For insight.
For insight.
Smart.
Nice.
Smart.
I've never been a talker. I've been a listener. I know my strengths.
Absolutely.
I straightened the druid necklace,
Mm-hmm.
and just to, like, because I forgot, like, how much I've added to this. Because aside from the original 4 pieces, I have the bead from Cenis, from my uncle.
Mm-hmm.
I've added the Mavo amulet, the crow skull, and the pendant of Eagle Watch.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, it has, like, a full second rung to it.
Now, it's chunky.
Yeah, I make sure that the Mavo amulet is like centered and visible.
Mm-hmm.
Normally it hangs a little lower and kind of tucks into my vest, but I make sure it's on display.
Mm-hmm. Sure thing.
I might not be a worshiper, but I can acknowledge where the strength of the wild comes from.
I mean, if I'm going to go and see the Pope, I'm going to wear a cross.
Yeah, right.
Seems
yeah,
polite.
right. Like, yeah.
So you ring the bell, and Panat is there instantly, as if he was waiting for the call. And he takes you up the staircase a bit. It's a couple of flights up. You reach a landing with that is emblazoned. The metalwork around the door has pack beasts worked into the metal. And he knocks for you and then takes his leave.
Thank you, Panat.
Of course. You have a lovely day.
You too.
He leaves, and after a moment, Grex opens the door. Ah, Mordecai. Come on in.
Archbishop.
How you doing
Step
today?
in. Oh, it's all right. It's all right. Took a stroll out into the city, had some nice breakfast.
Good. Right. So,
What's the layout of this room? Am I in, like, his personal quarters? Am I in, like, a private, like, oh god.
you're in his, so it looks like it's actually laid out relatively similarly to the suite that you all are in. Is that there's several rooms kind of leading off from a central chamber, and you're in that central chamber, and there's a sizable round table just kind of like plopped in the middle. And it looks like there are piles of papers and books that have been neatly pushed off to the side. And there's a couple of sandwiches there, just, a casual lunch.
Okay. Nothing fancy.
Nothing fancy. And there's a big pitcher of what looks like beer
Perfect.
sitting on the table as well. And he pours himself a glass, pours you a glass, and hands it off.
I take the glass, raise it. To family.
It's a family. Clink.
Cheers. I appreciate you taking me up on the invitation. I didn't know how much of that initial statement you made in our first meeting was just candor.
How should I put this? My candor puts my colleagues at ill ease.
So I noticed.
And I think that's very funny. And there's not a lot of opportunities I get to make as an archbishop for jokes. So when I find a chance, I do take it. That being said, I also don't get many opportunities to sit with our former enemies and break bread. So I'm going to damn well do it.
You and I are of a similar mind in that respect.
He takes a sandwich and takes like a big hearty out of it.
Yeah, I'll eat a little bit. Some pleasantries are exchanged. Archbishop, I was wondering if we could take advantage of this rare opportunity and speak with some degree of informality.
If I wanted formality, we would have gone back down to the meeting room. Please, go ahead.
And I want to preface all of this with, I bear no ill will to you personally.
Fair enough.
This is our first time meeting, and from what little interaction I've had with you thus far, I feel like we could enjoy each other's company.
Agreed, but I'm bracing myself for something very uncomfortable to come out of your mouth.
In our first meeting, you had made mention that, on the topic of the hunters, that after that time, all of your operations in the war were covert. I wanted to discuss with you the motive behind the battle that we know on our side as C-34. It was perhaps the single bloodiest day for Graynorian lives in this war. And while I was not on the front lines of the battle, I was in the wilds the moments before it happened. And am understanding that the impetus behind the battle was Mavo and a rallying of the pack. I am not here to accuse you of lying or speaking mistruths or whatnot, but I wanted to know, frankly, your take on that day.
For those of us that pay homage to Mavo, there is the rallying. It was a feeling, it was a draw. Mavo had the ability to pull when they wanted to. When they saw a weakness, they could pull everyone there. Something happened at C-34 that Mavo saw a weakness. People were pulled. That was a bad day for everybody involved, I promise you. But sometimes a god acts like a god, and it's fucking scary. I don't have any answers for you, Mordecai. That was something that Mavo did. I'm also can't apologize. Because when a god tells you to jump, you just pray there's no fire where you land.
Do I believe him?
Roll me an insight.
I'll take advantage.
Yes, you will.
Double 11s. For a 13.
13? Yeah. Seems on the level.
That's good to hear, I suppose. I'm as you mentioned in our first meeting, we're not here to tally the casualties of war.
No.
But that day is personally very meaningful, and it was, I'll admit, it was upsetting in the moment for it to seem like that the archbishops did not acknowledge its existence. Whether or not it was a virtue of it was just another day or other.
He takes a long drink, sets his glass down, and walks over to a window and just kind of like shoulders the sill. Nobody likes to admit when they're not in control. I'm sure you know that. I know enough about your background with the military to know that you did your own covert operations.
I did.
The two things that you need to learn in covert operations, at least the way that we teach it here, is who is in control and who has power. 95% of the time during the war, the bishops were in control and the gods had the power. Every so often, they liked to shake the tree. They'd like to remind us that no matter who was in control, at the end of the day, the people who have power can take it. Power and control. They are frequently the same thing, but when they're not, things get dicey. It's what we're dealing with right now in the city.
I see.
We have the control, but the guilds have the power. I wouldn't worry about the stirrings anymore. I wouldn't worry about the call of the pack. That is not a concern going forward. You have my word in that.
As much as that can mean when a god can pull strings.
Like I said, you have my word.
I'll take that. Can I ask you one more thing about an individual that we've come across in our journeys?
Yeah.
An acolyte of the Mavo faith. I don't expect you to potentially know every acolyte in your service, every priest. His name was Cenas.
Yes, I know him. I know he was sent on a mission, and I know he's being brought back. We've got a couple of prisoners on the way back, actually.
Was he sent under the command of the archbishops? Or was this more in line with the hunters and an operation based on extremism?
No, he was one of ours. Trying to, among other things, get rid of that damn Hedron. It's a vile place, and that is going to be addressed.
Having been there myself, I think I actually agree with you.
Good.
I visited him in the Hedron after his plan was foiled. We're related.
Huh. Greenstone. Yeah, you would be. Yep.
And I didn't know that at the time.
It's your uncle then, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Huh. Small fucking world.
Did you know much of his family then?
Not really. By the time they get to me, most people have forsaken the traditional family structure for the family of the church.
I see.
But that's not... And at this point, he kind of backpedals and now that's not to say that all individuals in the faith have to give up their families, but...
Sure.
By the time we're sending them on covert ops, the less in contact they have with home, the better. Loose lips and all that.
I was just curious.
Of course. He picks up his drink and takes a long draw again.
I finish mine as well, and then just... I have enough audacity at this point to just reach for the pitcher and pour myself another one.
He doesn't stop you.
Yeah. Chug half of that.
Mm-hmm.
Does he have any... I would in turn offer if I've asked him some candid things, if he had any candid questions for me.
We'll get back to that. I want to loop around because we've been out going for a little while. Jackson, probably about 1 o'clock. You have laid in a dark room for a large portion of the day. You're feeling a little bit better, a little bit more like yourself.
Yeah, it's amazing what a tight 2 will do for you.
Exactly. So what are you doing with the rest of your day?
I'm gonna go find Kyron.
Okay. As you are getting ready to leave, Baylet stops you. Hey, I'll save myself the spell slot. I found him.
The what?
You know how you can only do that? It doesn't matter. So I found him.
Okay.
Our squad they're going to be getting in first thing in the morning, but we can ride out and meet him tonight if we want.
That sounds like a good idea.
So I'm going to
tell him to go to the farm.
Oh, yeah. Good call.
I think there's a king there, right?
Only in the best possible scenario, yes.
We have to unlock that ending. Hey, Baylet?
Yeah.
So, I think I could do more magic now.
Sure.
You got any diamonds?
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I do.
Cool, because I think I know how to bring people back from the dead now.
Handy, that.
Yeah. Hopefully, I never have to use it.
He tosses you one 300 of diamonds.
One revivify. Break in case of emergency. Use in extreme peril only. Writing that down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, if you want to let the guys know.
Sounds good.
We'll just give Panat the heads up that we are heading out to ride back in with the rest of our people. Just so that he doesn't think we've been kidnapped or something.
Fair enough.
All right. I'm gonna see if I can track down Kyron though, and then I'll meet everybody out at the farm.
Well, let's all plan at meeting up together to ride out.
Okay,
let's plan.
I'll come back here.
I'm thinking like about 5 o'clock. We can kind of leave. Throw some cloaks on. No one will notice we're gone.
So okay, cool, great, awesome.
Where are our Kyrops riders stabled?
There's a stable not too far. One of the guards kind of pointed where they were going.
Actually, so as we get ready to go, I'm gonna go ring the bell.
Hello.
Hi, Panat. You know how you showed us a way to get out and not be noticed?
Yes.
Is there a way that our Kyrops striders could be waiting for us down there at, 5:15?
Yes, absolutely.
Great.
Going for a ride tonight.
Yes, and we're gonna do some camping.
And he kind of looks at you askance.
Well, the great outdoors are so great, and the trees out here are so wonderful that
Deception check.
No, I'm not even gonna. Yeah, Panat, we're just gonna go meet everybody that's coming in, see how their travels were, and just get on the same page. So I just wanted you to know that we weren't dead when you couldn't find us.
Excellent. Very good. Will your entire party be going?
All 5 of us, yeah.
Okay. Very good. I will get the striders prepared.
Thanks.
So all 5 of us, and Gary's like, "What the fuck, man?"
Gary, you don't have your own Kyrops strider. You can fly.
Yeah, I guess.
So
Can that be the new thing? Can we each play someone else's
Each other's familiar?
I play Rogar, Zach plays Gary, Ryan plays Hugo.
Mickey Mouse. All right.
Hey.
I'm not opposed to it.
It is 3 fewer voices Chase has to do.
Yeah, but I also already have those voices, so that's not work.
I mean, granted, Rogar is just.
So I'm gonna go to the inn that Kyron was staying at. I'm gonna assume he's there.
The unlocked cat or the locked cask?
Yeah, the locked cask.
With Ed.
Yeah. You go on back out to the locked cask and very easily, it takes it's a walk to get there. Make me a perception check real quick.
My perception, I have nat 1 that perception check.
Excellent.
If it's passive, it's 15.
You roll on in and everything about the same as it was. It's a really quiet day. Lunch rush is gone. Everything's quiet again. And you see Kyron and Ed just kind of shooting the shit at the bar.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
Hey, Kyron.
What are you doing?
Well, I came to check on your arm. I have to, track and keep a record of any and all acts of God, any miracles that occur, in my position of power now. I'm supposed to make sure that you don't fuck around with the new tool.
Fair enough. No, it's looking good.
It looks amazing.
Yeah.
Done anything cool with it yet? Come on, man. What did you do? What was the cool thing you tried?
I have ruined so much silverware.
Did you? Did you karate chop a rock yet?
Not so much so.
Oh.
But it has been a lot of boards,
Sure.
some cinder blocks, stuff like that.
Nice. So, Kyron, I might have another job for you. We might have a job for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you're feeling up for it.
All right.
What's Ed's deal? He's a good guy, or at least he's down to keep a secret. I remember.
Yes.
So I don't take us away to a corner or upstairs or anything because it's pretty much just us. I just kind of lower my voice. So we are going to take a pilgrimage out beyond the autumnal line.
He kind of straightens up a little bit at that. Going out there, are ya?
We are, and we are looking to take a Johnny back to his long-lost home, where hopefully he can find some of the cool things he forgot how to do.
Huh.
The powers that be have offered us a guide and someone magically versed in the area, apparently, but we would feel more comfortable having someone we know along as well. Also, I feel like you might have a vested interest in seeing Johnny ascend.
I would like to see this through, but I'm going to let you know right now, that place fucking scares me.
That's what we've been told, too. It's not great.
It's cursed is what it is. The whole damn thing. Hundreds of miles of cursed wood. Keeping us away from, well, whatever's beyond. Mountains and mountains and mountains. But before that, the worst damn forest you've ever been in. Something demons or worse running the place.
That seems pretty bad. Although forests have been trying to kill me for a while now, so...
You know, I suppose that's a point. You are looking at it from a different perspective. Well, it's not the damn trees in there that'll get you, but it's everything else.
Bushes?
If they've got you with a guide, that's good.
Yeah, we haven't met them yet. I don't even know if we know their name. They just told us they had someone who knew the area. But we would like to invite you, but understand... Actually, can I just insight check, gut check, Kyron, real quick?
Yeah.
Just to see how he's doing?
Yeah.
Finally a good roll. 19.
Kyron is scared. Kyron's legit spooked. Even Ed is kind of looking askance at this thing. Eventually, after a moment of silence, it's like Kyron pipes up, "What are you paying? You said it's a job. You'll have all of my expertise. You'll have my weapon. I was babysitting y'all, and I got pulled into way more than I was intending, and that's fine and dandy. But this is me going in with a pretty sizable sum of money sitting. I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm good for right now. And I do want to see Johnny put where he needs to be. But I ain't putting my life on the line unless there's something more."
How much did they pay you to get us here? If you don't mind me asking.
200 steel.
All right.
It's enough for me to live off of comfortably for months.
All right. How about we will pay you 300 steel, and as an Amarea blessed man, I'm sure that we could find some sort of treasure or valued item or gear improvement for you once we get to Johnny's temple, and I'm sure he would want to repay you for your work and help.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that looks like. I don't know what that means you'll get, but I'm sure you'll get something else. So like 300 and then like a bonus fun thing based on what we find.
Have you ever climbed a mountain before? So you're going up to Johnny's temple.
Yeah.
I'm guessing up wasn't a metaphor.
Probably not. We have climbed mountains before, and then we did end up in one that we blew up. So hopefully we don't do that again. Unless we need to. We are very good at it. We may be the world's foremost experts on mountain demolition.
Well, if I don't, you might end up getting killed. Fine, I'll do it.
There we go.
When are you leaving?
A couple of days, at least. We're going to wait to see the peace talks start, figure out exactly where we're doing, what we're going, and meet this other person.
I will have a go bag ready tomorrow.
Sounds good. I reach out to shake his hand, and then I wait. Nope, other hand. I want to shake his metal hand just to see what it's like.
Cold. It feels like a smooth gauntlet.
That's weird. I love it.
Yeah.
But that's weird.
It's weird on this side, too. And Ed nods. You notice Ed has given you kind of a withering look.
Dude, the fuck? Do we have beef? I don't know. Why would we have beef? Dude, what's up?
Don't get him killed.
We won't. He'll make it back.
I'm fond of him.
He'll be good.
All right. And Ed takes a glass out, starts cleaning out the inside.
All right. So I drink a couple, say goodbye to Kyron, and then as I walk out, and I look at Gary and I say, we could totally get Mordecai's mom to pay him, right?
I mean, it's possible. I'm not sure what her steel reserves are.
I mean, she's got to have access to gold that we can, like, convert or something, right?
We'll see.
All right, that's my plan. Gary, remember that I told you that plan.
All right.
I've got 90 gold that I can throw at this problem. With the conversion
All right.
rate, that's like probably close to half.
It's getting there. So that is through the group twice. Does anybody else have anything else they would like to do?
I mean, aside from like gathering some supplies and stuff, like
Sure. Okay.
I don't know if Grex had anything he wanted to ask me in that conversation, just to tie that knot.
Grex stays quiet, and you two are just kind of like drinking in, in companionship at this point. And eventually, he looks at you. Amare de Johnny.
Yeah.
Is he the real deal?
I mean, he's a real guy who...
I mean, is he a god? Like a real one?
I mean, I've never met a god. I'm not really a godly person, but I did watch this man who was chained by chains the size of this temple turn into a dragon and break them and then fly through a mountain. So, I mean, if that ain't a god, I don't really know what is. Which, yeah, you said that, like, after we got to Bulwark, you kind of lost track of things. So that was probably new information for you, wasn't it?
It was a well-substantiated rumor.
Yeah.
Effects of the decimation are well recorded.
Fair enough.
The act of the decimation is rather confusing for everybody involved. Facts that our folks that survived weren't in the city, it's the best thing we've got.
Yeah.
Because they actually saw it happen. They saw a dragon punch through the top of a mountain.
Yep. Can confirm.
And leave.
Can confirm was riding said dragon.
You were on him.
I was on the man dragon.
Fuck.
This was a man
All right.
who was... Yeah.
All right. Fine.
Yeah,
fine.
he's the real deal. He was set up to be a patron or what have you. There was a fake ritual in place for whoever was trying to instigate the rite. It was kind of a combination of dumb luck and too much curiosity. That's the whole reason we stumbled in there.
Oh.
Kind of walked ass first into the room.
I'm not gonna make you tell the whole story. I imagine this will not be the last time somebody asks you something like that over the next couple of days and weeks.
Yeah, probably.
Right. All right, I need to kind of put myself back together. Guess I'll be seeing you soon.
I suppose so.
You have a good day, Mordecai.
And I will extend my hand to him.
Does the arm shake?
Sure. And I will say, thank you for your time, Grex.
And you, Mordecai. And you make your way back downstairs.
Come on, Hugo, let's get the fuck out of here. No, do that.
You get back down to the room, and Baelet brings you up to speed on the plan. Roundabouts that same time, Zephyr, as you're making your way back to the temple. He brings you up to speed as well over ascending.
Got to give Grex a dirty limerick. I had one prepared. Oh well. I'll save it for
But there will
next time.
always be. There's always time for another dirty
Always
limerick.
I found a good one too. And it was during Jackson's scene, and so like I was over here trying not to laugh while a very serious scene was going on. I was just like,
watch Mordecai at the beginning of the peace talks, like before, like they're like, all right, the decimators will speak, and Mordecai's like, excuse me, everyone.
Zephyr, attune, if you will. There once was a man. Okay.
The five of you meet in the disused alley, and your Chirip Striders are there and waiting. And you all mount up.
Are we trying to be sly about this?
Yeah, I think so.
All right, give me a sec. I'll grab the piece of wood around my bracelet or my necklace and channel a little bit of druid magic and cast Pass Without Trace.
Mm-hmm.
And the wind will just kind of pick up in a faint, like a very light wind around us that'll help kind of cover the white noise of our travel and then kind of whisk away blow away the tracks we leave as we travel.
Excellent.
Hey, Baylet,
Yeah.
you talked to Leia?
Yeah.
Does she have a bracelet?
Yes.
Does she sound good?
I mean, she sounded a little dour, but
Well, yeah, I was very...
honestly, that's kind of been her for the past year or
Nice,
so.
nice, cool.
And I was
nice,
very...
nice. Yeah, great.
Hey,
Awesome.
hey, guys, that's my mom.
Yes, we know.
We are
Zephyr?
very aware.
Guys.
What? They're not wrong. And
Baylet!
he gallops forward.
Ladies and
And-
gentlemen.
The four of you chase after Baylet, a moment of levity before everything else rolls in. Thank you for joining us here on Another Path. You can find our website and merch store at anotherpathpodcast.com, on Twitter at anotherpathpod, and our network at ghostlightmedia.net. You can support our efforts by donating at patreon.com/ghostlightmedia. A special thanks to our donor, Nathan N., or by giving us a rating and review over on Apple Podcasts or whatever podcatcher will let you. You can also find me on Twitter at TQLoudly, Ryan at Ryan_Albrecht, Griffin at GriffColden, Zach at That Guy Zach Rob. We'll be back in 2 weeks with a new episode, and until then, remember that no matter how fast you ride, the future is always just a bit faster. This has been a Ghostlight Media production.